On the news tonight, President Bola Tinubu swears in new ministers, says present situation calls for total commitment. Appeal Court discharges and acquits former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onoe, over 2019 conviction of false assets declaration. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu hosts United Kingdom envoy David Lammy with renewed commitment towards better working relationship for business and development. On the foreign scene, Spain directs rescuers to search for missing people after last week's devastating floods in Valencia. We'll bring you details in a moment. Please stay with us. Many thanks for joining us. I am Bukola Taylor-Cole. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in 7 newly appointed ministers at the council chambers. He charged the new ministers to be focused and resilient, saying the present situation calls for their total commitment. President Tinubu gave the charge at the council chambers of the state, welcoming and thanking the ministers for accepting to serve the nation. Recognizing the challenging times facing the nation, the president urged the ministers to see the appointment as a duty to serve while contributing their best to nation building. President Tinubu assured of the federal government's readiness to completely stop the profiteers and smugglers of the nation's resources. He added that his administration will continually confront the economic and security challenges facing the country. Now, speaking to State House correspondents after the ceremony, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said new directives from the President will be cascaded down to the Federal Executive Council and the executive arm of government. The new ministers also assured of their readiness to hit the ground running as Nigerians expect to feel the real essence of governance in their daily lives. After undergoing a Senate screening, the new ministers were cleared to serve the nation in their designated roles. President Bola Tinubu has ordered the Attorney General of the Federation to carry out the immediate release of all minors who were recently arrested and charged to court by the Nigerian police. Now, this directive is without prejudice to what the legal processes against the minors could be. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris disclosed this while addressing State House correspondents in Abuja. He said the president also directed the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to immediately see to the welfare of the minors and ensure their reunion with their families. Meanwhile, a committee has been put in place to investigate the officers who were involved in the arrest, detention and arraignment of the minors, and anyone found culpable will be made to face necessary disciplinary actions. A total of 76 people, including 30 children, were arraigned on Friday and charged with 10 felony counts, including treason, destruction of property, public disturbance and nudity. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, says the ministry will disburse final compensation payments to those affected by the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway construction within the next 10 days. Umahi stated this at the National Assembly Joint Committee on Works and the Federal Ministry of Works stakeholders' engagement on the ongoing Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project to address grey areas in the construction process. Joshua Murakiyo has the report.
There has been over 3 stakeholders' engagement. This is different. Members of the National Assembly are here too. Dispelling insinuations, setting the ball straight and getting clarity, especially from aggrieved stakeholders, is the reason for this gathering.
I assure you, the president remains well for all of us. The Federal Ministry of Work Act 1992. But within the section of Section 29, there are procedures for compensation assessments.
After speeches from experts on environmental impact assessment and valuers, the Minister of Works was ready to set the ball straight on some thorny issues on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway.
Mr. President directed that we should shrink the corridor, to 6 lanes, and also reduce the carriageway of the train track from 25 to 20. And that has given a lot of relief to a lot of our brothers and sisters within the corridor. And in his own, engagement, with the people God gave him the assignment to cover, he's not saying who's right and who's wrong.
The question and answer segment that started orderly later snowballed into emotional outburst, which is foreseeable considering the proposed demolition of the properties along the corridor.
What was taken from him, that is not the intent of this beautiful work you are doing.
The two African temple is in Mopo Onibeju, Lekki, not Okwaja. That is what I have been trying to bring.
Save this place from here to this place. It was never saved. There was nothing I did do. I can come and show you.
Please bear with me and know that we have nothing to benefit or to hide. But if you say that it's been done for personal interest, please, you know what to do.
But the important thing is that whoever is affected should be duly compensated. And from 8 billion to 18 billion, it shows that the federal government, the executive arm of government, is flexible. I'm hoping the 18 billion will go to 20 billion, or whatever it takes to make Nigerians happy.
For our stakeholders that are seated down here, let me just put it across that the ministry challenge of communication is still wide open. And I don't want us to trivialize this our engagement here today.
Now, after the comprehensive and intense engagement of critical stakeholders on the grey areas or conflicting areas of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, especially the realignment of the Section 1 of the Coastal Highway, it is expected that stakeholders will understand better the workings and, of course, have their buy-in as the project expands to Section 2. Joshua Murakio, LTV News, Lagos.
Thank you, Joshua. Now, the United Kingdom and the Lagos State government have renewed commitment towards their working relationship that promotes business and other development. Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, Commonwealth and Development Affairs UK, David Lammy, and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance during a courtesy visit to the Government House Marina. Maogbe Josu has the report.
For decades, the Nigerian and British governments, their citizens have been benefiting from existing bilateral relations between the two nations. For continuity, the United Kingdom Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, Commonwealth and Development Affairs, David Lammy, and his team are in Lagos House Marina to discuss economic growth of both countries.
I am here to say that the UK is very much open for business. We're open for business with our old friends, and Lagos represents a very old friendship. The huge opportunity that exists here in Lagos, and it befits our approach in the UK, which is to see growth in our economy. The people-to-people links between the United Kingdom and Nigeria are second to none.
What we have as a clear advantage in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, is the sheer number of the young, dynamic population that we see, and they're yearning, for new opportunities globally there, and so the government is creating, that atmosphere or that opportunity for them in terms of training, skills development. I want you to leave, with the assurance, that the environment will continue to be a lot more attractive, to the businesses that are still sitting on the fence. Should we not? this is the time, this is the moment.
While commending Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for various infrastructure across different sectors, David Lamy says with the increase in climate change across the globe, the need for partnership between Lagos State and UK on clean energy cannot be overemphasized.
With developments here, with your deep sea port and other things, we want to see more over the coming months and years. And of course, in this age of climate, as we also see growth in energy, particularly clean energy, there is possibilities between companies that want to invest here in Lagos.
Lagos generates 15,000 metric tons of waste, so there's a huge, waste to energy, opportunity that we can look, and because we're also in a very small, tiny space, so we need to also be very, we need to be very clear about how we utilize our environment and how we preserve that environment that has this huge, population. So in terms of energy mix, we've been very, creative, ensuring that we can get a lot of energy sources off grid, and stay clean as we could, encouraging a lot of solar interventions.
Both parties exchanged gifts where Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu presented the Eyo statue, a representation of African spirituality, which tells the culture of Lagos State. Maugbe Jasu, LTV News.
And meanwhile, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has assured of his administration's willingness to collaborate with relevant key players on proper waste management in order to address the erosion challenges in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance while receiving members of the House of Representatives Committee on Ecological Funds, led by the chairman, Aminu Jaji, at the Lagos House Marina.
Regarding, waste management, which you talked about, we generate the largest in the country. The next city to us would generate barely 35%, 40% of what we generate. We know that there are conversations on how we can convert some of them to other uses, but the cost of conversion as well, and all of the things that needs to be in place is also a huge budgetary, provision. But we're on course with some, waste to wealth, initiative. We're on course with some, culture change, attitude change, on waste management.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while seeking more support in mitigating environmental issues in the state, stressed the benefits of completing the proposed intervention to avert additional cost.
The policy in Lagos State, and that policy gives us hope that whatever we are investing or intervening, it will lead a very positive result. We look at the environmental policy which was enacted in the state, I think it's 2017, and we equally look at the climate change policy which was 2019, and of course including the waste management which was 2018.
Whatever it is that you are supporting with, let's see to completion, because a job that is 80% is not still done. It's only when it's 100% that we can say that it's been done, because each time we stop and start, the cost overrun and then it becomes very difficult for you to complete whatever those interventions are. So we want to plead that whatever it is that we see as a measure of support, intervention, from the committee, we would appeal that we see it to completion. We're not unaware that resources will never be sufficient. It would never, and so there has to be very strategic allocation of those resources.
Members of the committee who inspected erosion-prone areas in Lagos had visited other states in the geopolitical zone to prefer a lasting solution to the challenges and ensure that all appropriated funds are properly utilized. The federal government has denied threats to the security of Nigerians in Libya following a recent ruling by the Confederation of African Football (CAF) in favor of Nigeria. The CAF had awarded the Super Eagles some points and had fined Libya for alleged mistreatment of the Nigerian team during a Nations Cup qualifying match. Now, following the ruling, reports emerged that Nigerians were being subjected to various harassments. However, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Nigerians were safe in Libya. The ministry reaffirmed the government's commitment to protecting its citizens in Libya. Now, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has confirmed the deactivation of the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System for federal tertiary institutions. And this follows the federal government's decision to remove these institutions from the IPPIS platform. The Director of Press and Public Relations Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, said November salaries for these institutions will be processed through the Government Integrated Financial Management Information System. It said institutions are required to prepare their payrolls in Excel format and submit them to IPPIS for verification. In response to concerns about possible changes to salary account details, Mokwa clarified that the office has issued no directive instructing workers to change the financial institutions linked to their IPPIS accounts. He also emphasized that workers' welfare remains a top priority, assuring that no misleading or panic-inducing instructions would be given. Now, the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, have announced suspension of the ongoing nationwide indefinite strike over withheld salaries for a month. The unions in a joint statement said the suspension of the indefinite strike will take effect on Tuesday, November 5. Now, the statement was signed by the General Secretary of NASU, Peters Adeyemi, and the National President of SANU, Mohammed Ibrahim. The leadership of the union said high-level engagements culminated into extracting an irrevocable commitment from the federal government that the 2 months of the 4 months withheld salaries would be paid in staggered form. The unions explained that discussions on the remaining 2 months, the 50 billion naira earned allowances, arrears of 25% and 35%, and the wage award have been revisited and are undergoing deliberations. Now, recall that the industrial action began on Monday, October 28, as a result of what the unions called government's insensitivity to the plight of members in respect of the legitimate demands. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has promised improved logistics and results management during the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State. Professor Yakubu stated this during an assessment tour of the INEC office in Ondo State in preparation for the governorship election in Akure. He explains that he is in the state to meet with the stakeholders, including political parties, civil society organizations, the media, security agencies, and the commission staff to assess their readiness for the election. Now, while in Ondo State, the INEC chairman will observe the mock accreditation of voters, which will take place in 16 polling units across 6 local government areas in the 3 senatorial zones of the state. The INEC chairman, who inaugurated the bimodal voter accreditation system storage facility, said it will replace the containers used for storage of the smart card readers burnt in 2020. Now, the Court of Appeals seat in Abuja has discharged and acquitted the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Walter Onoe, from his conviction of false assets declaration by the Code of Conduct Tribunal in 2019. The conviction of Onoe was lifted when the three-man panel of the court led by Justice Abba Mohammed in a judgment adopted the terms of settlement between the representatives of the federal government and the former CJN. And former President Muhammadu Buhari had on January 25, 2019 suspended Onoe from office as a CJN and swore in Justice Tanko Mohammed to take over the leadership of the judiciary. Onoe was later convicted by the Code of Conduct Tribunal on a 6-count corruption charge that was filed against him by the federal government.
That today's judgment is historical and significant. It's historical because this is the first time that an executive lawlessness and recklessness is being frontally set aside by a judicial authority and of the High Federal Court of Appeal in Nigeria. Since 2016 to 2019, the judiciary suffered a lot of humiliation, a lot of things you can't see on camera. They intimidated us. Not only that, you see, the most two great and very, very serious error of the last administration was the invasion of the judges' quarters in the night, as if they were armed robbers, as if they were thieves, as if they were terrorists. This judgment today has affirmed the paradigm shift from the old to new. So we are grateful to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for this paradigm shift, for this change. And we also commend the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi SAN, for his forthrightness. He knew when something was wrong, it's wrong. When something is right, it's right. The judgment of that tribunal is unconstitutional, it's unlawful, and reckless exercise of power. And therefore, we are celebrating today as the day of the independence of judiciary in Nigeria.
The appellate court panel led by Abba Mohammed also ordered that the 4 bank accounts of the former CJN that were forfeited to the federal government be returned to him. Still ahead. The 2024 global ranking places Nigeria as 5th in highest social media user in the world. That's in a moment. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, and other delegates from Nigeria have joined other heads of police agencies and police chiefs from the 196 Interpol member countries to attend the 92nd Interpol General Assembly at Glasgow, UK, from today 4th to Thursday, 7th of November. The Nigerian delegation, led by the Minister of Police Affairs, Dr. Ibrahim Gaidam, and the IGP, will also hold bilateral meetings with members of Europol and delegates of other countries represented to discuss security issues as it pertains to global partnerships, governance, and data processing, in addition to general policing capabilities and organized global crimes. The Inspector General of Police hopes to leverage on the positive outcome of the meeting to further strengthen the capacity of the Nigeria Police Force and the West African Police Chiefs Committee in its capacity as chairman in its quest to curb organized crimes across the country and the West African sub-region. He reiterates the commitment of the force through its Interpol unit to continuously collaborate with other police institutions to ensure collaborative investigation of international crimes and thereby reduce the potential for such crimes within their borders. And Nigerians have been ranked 5th among the world's top social media users in 2024. The figures from cable.co.uk and We Are Social, posted by World of Statistics on X, placed the country 5th globally for average daily time spent online. According to the data, Nigerians spend an average of 3 hours and 23 minutes per day on social media. Kenya led the list with people spending the most time on social media at 3 hours and 43 minutes daily. South Africa followed closely with 3 hours and 37 minutes, Brazil at 3 hours and 34 minutes, and the Philippines at 3 hours and 33 minutes. Nigeria's average of 3 hours and 23 minutes places it just behind these countries in social media engagement. Now, other countries with high social media usage include Colombia, Chile, and Indonesia. Stakeholders have converged on Ekpe to enlighten young people on the advantages of enrolling in the Nigeria Armed Forces. The event, championed by the federal lawmaker Wale Raji, identified various reasons why young people seem uninterested in enlisting in the force. Olumide Ojo has the report. Okay, we'll bring you details of that report later. Now, 100 students and 1,500 widows have benefited from Bilinks Foundation Scholarship and Welfare Initiative. The founder, Banire Sharafa, says the initiative is to uplift, support, and transform the lives of the less privileged in Nigeria and beyond. We have details in Jamiu Shonubi's report.
In an heartwarming gesture, the Beings Foundation, in collaboration with Lagos Land 24 Entertainment Limited, has made a significant impact on the lives of numerous underprivileged individuals. The 17th edition of Entertainment Meets Charity is a testament of Beings Foundation's commitment to reducing the level of poverty and to empower youths with the tools necessary for a productive life.
The basic needs of life, which tends to be our 4 pillars, which are food, education, employment, and health. These are the basic needs. We need to advocate for the less privileged in having issues and challenges with all these 4 basic needs of life. We have our database for our widows. I will ensure that we have the NIN on our database, that we now invited the NIN people to ensure that they come here and verify the true status of being a widow, not just an impostor.
It's #1 of its kind in Africa, not only in Nigeria. This thing has started like a child's play 17 years ago, has grown so big. In fact, I was amazed when I got here this afternoon and I saw the crowd of people seated here in different categories. Students about to be given scholarships, widows will be given empowerment.
Me, that indeed is humbling. It is a reminder that we are placed on this earth to serve other people. What I'll be saying to even myself individually, an organization or people, will be that we need to do more. We need to dig deep and be more giving.
The 100 scholarship beneficiaries who were selected from the 6 educational districts in the state expressed joy and happiness to the kind gesture engineered by Banire Olayinka Sharafa. They were advised to utilize the opportunity judiciously and endeavor to give back to the society.
My intended course to study in the university is medicine and surgery, and I chose this course because I want to be a great help to not only to the entire world, especially in the medical sector. I want to be the one to discover many theories to help people in various diseases that don't have cure.
What I intend to give to the community is that I'll help the community to, as a medical practitioner that I want to become, I'll help the community to save life. I'll help them doing some of their, and I'll reduce the payments for their treatments also.
The various events for today, like the startup grant for Windows, presentation of awards, and gift music and comedy. All these and other activities, they are highly informative, competitive, and educative, and will be of benefit to various strata of the society.
To ensure that orphans, children of widows, they have quality education from the secondary school down to university level, and to also give them employment. And lastly, our policy is a liberating principle that in everything they do, they must ensure that they look for another person to help, but not merely come to the foundation.
With over 25 years of charitable deeds and providing basic amenities to less privileged individuals, Beings Foundation serves as an inspiration to others to contribute to society and make a positive difference in the lives of those in need.
The Lashon Link Business School has graduated 120 students as part of efforts to address the pressing problem of unemployment in Nigeria. The graduation coincided with the 14th stakeholders meeting of the group, reinforcing its commitment towards ethical standards and best practices in the business environment. Again, Jamiu Shunubi has the report.
Today's ceremony is a testament to the impactful work being done by Lashwan Group, as 120 students celebrated their graduation from Lashwan Business School. The company also held its 14th stakeholders meeting to discuss its ongoing commitment to best practices and high ethical standards. The group's chief executive officer, Lanre Shonekon, emphasized the importance of equipping youth with the skills and knowledge needed to navigate the complexities of today's job market.
They are now equipped, we have certified them, and right now is for them to go out there and also, meet up their own quota in the society, the skills they have acquired, be able to develop it, turn it into venture, make profit out of it, and take care of other things, and also let them become employers of labor and also begin to see how they impact the community.
It has impacted a lot in my life. Look at this gown I'm wearing. I'm the one that made it by myself. So it has impacted a lot in my life. I can make dresses now. Before I know nothing about fashion design, but it was a dream that I wish to acquire.
It's a different thing when you actually post a picture. It's a different thing when you actually just post a video neutrally. And it's different when you are actually creative with what you are posting. You get to captivate the audience. That's one thing that brought me into going into video editing. And I'm grateful that Lashon was able to impact me with this free training.
Lashon Group has pulled you out of poverty. When you become an employer of labor, you are pulling other people out in your own little way. And by so doing, that would make the society a better place to live.
Stakeholders were reminded that the company's principles are not just about profitability, but about creating value for customers and shareholders alike. By employing cutting-edge technology and best practices, Lashwan Group aims to enhance customer satisfaction while ensuring sustainable growth.
Solving solutions in housing deficiencies. We're trying to also look at unemployment, and that's why we create opportunities. All the business that we have creates opportunity, and also servicing some specific needs in the society, like housing is a key factor. Security is a key factor. The farm is a key factor. So you look at these combinations and they're all whipped together. So that is our strength. It's born out of compassion. We want to see how we can also contribute our quota to the system, to Nigeria as a whole, and to Lagos State and Ogun State and other environments where we find ourselves.
That has grown so big. It's just like a mustard seed, and today it is one of the greatest of all trees. So Lashon is a company that I hope to get halfway into where they have gotten to. So we are proud of the company. We are proud of Lashon Links, and we hope that to continue to grow from strength to strength.
We are impacting lives out there. As people come, they have one thing or the other to benefit from us. If we don't give them securities, they can buy into our properties or the laundry with us. So, and as they come, our core objective is to satisfy our clients. And that's what we have been doing.
With the launching of Lashwan Link Club, the group aims to expand its subsidiaries, which underscores a strong commitment to building a skilled workforce and adhering to high ethical standards.
Coming up, federal government initiates process to begin manufacturing and assembling of electric vehicles locally. That's in business news. Stay with us.
On business news tonight, the federal government through the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, has initiated a process to begin the manufacturing and assembling of electric vehicles locally. NADDC Director General Joseph Osoikwe, following his recent participation at the Nigeria-Morocco Business Forum, said the federal government is planning a collaborative partnership with a Moroccan firm to begin EV production locally. Osoikwe presented investment opportunities that abound in the Nigerian automotive industry, highlighting local components manufacturing, electric vehicles and gas-powered vehicles as the major key areas of investment. He added that the initiative seeks to promote local production capabilities, enhance technological prudence and reduce reliance on imported vehicles, thereby contributing to economic growth and environmental sustainability. Dangote Refinery has disclosed the price of its petrol, saying that it sells at 990 naira per litre in trucks and 960 naira per litre into ships. The disclosure follows the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria's claim of importing the products at cheaper rates compared to that of Dangote. In a statement released and signed by the Group Chief Branding and Communications Officer Anthony Chiejina, Dangote Refinery noted that it followed the pricing benchmark by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, adding that NNPCL sets the pace by selling PMS to domestic marketers at 971 naira per litre for sale into ships and 990 naira per litre for sale into trucks. Dangote Refinery called on the public to disregard the deliberate disinformation being circulated about not revealing the prices. The Standards Organization of Nigeria has warned the public against the use of substandard and uncertified compressed natural gas cylinders. This warning is coming in the wake of the unfortunate recent incident of CNG cylinder explosion at the NIPCO CNG refueling station in Benin City, Edo State. The organization says it has put robust and effective regulatory measures in place to ensure that all CNG equipment and conversion kits conform to approved standards before being certified for public use. SON also states its collaboration with the presidential initiatives on CNG and other relevant government bodies to finalize the Nigerian Gas Vehicle Monitoring System, a platform that will provide centralized monitoring and surveillance of CNG systems to ensure that only vehicles equipped with certified conversion kits can access gas at retail outlets. 8 members of the OPEC and group of oil-producing nations say they are extending supply cuts until the end of December. In a statement made by the Vienna-based Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, the 8 countries have agreed to extend the November 2023 voluntary production adjustment of 2.2 million barrels per day for 1 month until the end of December 2024. The 8 members from the 22-member group extending the cuts are leaders of Saudi Arabia and Russia, as well as Algeria, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, the United Arab Emirates, and Kazakhstan. The move is aimed at boosting oil prices amid uncertain demand and accelerating supply, with an eye on the imminent United States presidential election, though analysts predict a limited impact. They have been delaying production increases amid concerns over slowing demand, which has weighed on oil prices in recent months. Grandmaster John Ayedun emerged champions of the Southwest Scrabble Open Tournament after he defeated Abdulmumin Jimo 477-390 in the final round to edge his closest rival Cyril Umebie to the title with a cumulative points of +81. Ayedun scored +958 ahead of the defending champion Emmanuel Umujose, who got +877, and Jimo's +679 after the trio recorded 11 wins and 4 defeats to claim the giant trophy and top prize of 600,000 naira. Umebie missed the opportunity of having the trophy for keeps after he failed to win the title for a second time. The finicky nature of the game again came into play when the one leader Umujose fell from the summit to finish 6th at the end of the two-day tournament. In the rankings, 2022 African champion Enoch Wali, new African king Timileyin Doko, Umujose and Ibukun Faloye, who all recorded 10 wins and 5 defeats each, were separated by varying cumulative points of +1138, +504, +326 and +27. Apiafi Isaac emerged as the best intermediate category, while Tishola Mabiaku picked the best open title.
The first time it was held, I remember it was won by Adeosun, who is a very good friend of mine. Then the last edition was won by Cyril Umebie. Those times the events were made closed. This time around that it was made open to every player in Nigeria. I now emerged as the winner.
There was also a side event for children as players were also rewarded across board with sports prizes. Southwest Coordinator, Nigeria Scrabble Federation, Emmanuel Igbele, was full of praise for the host, the local organizing committee, and other stakeholders for their impact on the highly successful event.
Experience has always been a tough one, to be honest, because putting together a tournament of this magnitude requires a lot of resources, requires a lot of logistics, requires a lot of, preparation. And yes, we will not rule out the fact that due to the economic challenges, in the country today, putting tournaments like this is quite a challenge, and even for the players, having to travel, having to, come out from different parts of the country. But for me, I think it's good to look at the bright side and see how we can be able to improve, the game.
Igbele, however, raised concerns on the future of the tournament as the tenure of the NSF would soon be over. The third edition of the Southwest Open Scrabble Tournament took place in Akure, the Ondo State capital. 16 teams selected from different parts of Lagos have been drawn for the maiden Sansan Boys Football Fiesta, scheduled to kick off on Sunday, November 17 in the Gondo area of Alimosho. The tournament was instituted to showcase local talents and encourage upcoming players to develop their skills, while providing positive engagement for youths through sports. At the seminar and press conference held at the weekend, organizers announced the modalities for the tournament as participating teams were charged to adhere strictly to the rules and regulations guiding the competition. While commending support of well-meaning individuals and organizations that identified with the competition, convener of the Football Fiesta, Abib Bello, affirmed readiness of the organizers to stage a successful event and provide adequate security during the matches. Bello stated that the tournament, designed to give back to the society and contribute to community development, will enhance grassroots football in Lagos.
We expect to see good football, enjoy ourselves with the game of soccer, and inshallah, by God's grace, most of the players that will feature in this tournament, it takes them far to greater heights.
While lauding the organizers for creating the platform and exposure for players to be scouted by professional clubs, officials of participating clubs expressed excitement with the forthcoming tournament.
This is the first of the kind that is coming up within the boys around the community at Igondo, and I hope this first edition won't be the last.
I expect it to be a wonderful competition. For real, my teams are going to be on top of their form. They are going to be we are really expecting it to start. We can't wait for it to start. Come on, bring it on.
The top teams and outstanding individual players and officials will get cash rewards at the end of the tournament. The teams were drawn to play on home and away format on knockout basis.
On the foreign scene, Spanish rescuers are directing their search for missing people on underground garages and the multi-story car park following last week's devastating floods in Valencia. It is feared shoppers and workers were trapped inside the car park at a shopping mall in Aladia on the outskirts of Valencia. The police have confirmed that no victims were located in the first 50 vehicles inspected at the site. However, reports suggest these vehicles were found near the entrance to the car park, and much of the rest of it is still submerged and yet to be explored. And this comes as Spain State's Meteorological Agency placed part of the northeastern Catalonia region on red alert for torrential rain, with its capital Barcelona experiencing flooding on Monday morning. The water has also entered parts of the city's El Prat airport, including the public area of Terminal 1, and more than 60 flights have been cancelled, delayed or diverted. Rail services have also been suspended. Now, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are pushing their closing messages to voters on the last day of campaigning before America decides its next president. Now, both candidates are in the final sprint across key battleground states, with Harris to campaign in Pennsylvania and Trump heading to North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Now, recall that on Sunday, Harris vowed to do everything in her power to end the war in Gaza, while Trump made claims without providing any evidence of election fraud in Pennsylvania. And Trump also suggested at a rally that he wouldn't mind if a potential assassin tried to shoot through the fake news, a remark his campaign says was misinterpreted. The polls suggest the race is still exceptionally close, and more than 78 million people have already voted. Now let's take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Before we end the news tonight, let's take a quick look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in new ministers. He charged them to be focused and resilient, saying the present situation called for total commitment. The appeal court has discharged and acquitted former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onoe, from conviction of false assets declaration by the Code of Conduct Tribunal in 2019. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has hosted the United Kingdom envoy David Lammy. They renewed their commitment towards a better working relationship for business and development. On the foreign scene, we told you that Spanish rescuers are searching for missing people in underground garages and a multi-story car park after last week's devastating floods in Valencia. For more news, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Oh, here is our part in short. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Many thanks for watching the news at 8. Please remember to call Lagos toll-free line 767 or 112 in case of emergencies. I am Bukola Taylor Cole. Good night.
Open your ears, make we talk. Shout my teeth fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up, and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because with Colgate, that will do ya, that with your smile.
Get ready, Lagos! The Lagos International Trade Fair 2024 is here, and it's your gateway to endless opportunities. From November 1st to 10th, 2024 at Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos, experience Nigeria's largest gathering of industries and innovations all in one place. Explore the latest tech at our tech hub and meet exhibitors from all over the world. Shop for the finest textiles and upgrade your home with exclusive deals on household essentials. That's not all. Make the most of the fair and handle all your Christmas shopping with massive discounts straight from the producers. Enjoy live music, fashion shows, and cultural performances that highlight the vibrant spirit of Lagos. Entry is free, but registration is required. To register, visit LagosInternationalTradeFair.com. For sponsorship and participation, call 0700 524 6724 or email litf@lagoschamber.com. Powered by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
The death has been announced of Elder Olatunde Bolarinwa Ojo. He died on Friday, 11th October 2024, age 70 years. Burial activities are as follows. Thursday, November 7, 2024, service of songs and wake-keep at his residence, 3 Adeniyi Shoye Avenue, Okeota, Owode Ibeshi, Ikorodu by 4 p.m. Friday, 8th November 2024. Funeral service and interment at 3 Adeniyi Shoye Avenue, Okeota, Owode Ibeshi Road, Ikorodu by 10 a.m. Reception follows immediately. He is survived by wife, children, siblings, and loved ones. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen.
The Conversation. Let the conversation continue.
We must make headway as you've charted the course. The people deserve no less.
We have started the conversation with them, and I want to tell you that it's ongoing effort, and we'll continue to have the conversation.
Let the conversation continue.
It's a game of numbers. Some call it politics. For others, it's a crouch for good governance. For objective and unbiased analysis of political issues and developments in the country, watch The Pendulum on Lagos Television on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 6 p.m. The Pendulum, your credible platform for engaging political discourse. Join us.
I'm on a new level, even this one goes.
This is artist top 5. Number 1.
He would always mention Jesus. She would talk about the gospel. She would talk about.
Your name is a strong tower, oh my God. I never have to watch my back. I know you take care of that. Cause if any man does.
This is Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
No, wait, Joshua, no, please, Joshua, no.
When I was younger, I didn't have any idea of what rape was. Anytime my mother wanted to travel out of town due to the demands of her business, she will bring an uncle to stay with us, who is a relative, like the first or second cousin. Our dad lived outside the state, so it was the 3 boys and a girl that stayed home. While the boys sleep on the bunk bed, I sleep on the big bed with my little brother. But Uncle reshuffles us in the middle of the night. He moves my youngest brother off the big bed and comes onto the bed, which is the big bed, to join me.
No, wait, Joshua, no.
He fondles me and stimulates his manhood against my vagina, while I push hard against him to get free, but to no avail, as I was a young girl, tiny and quite frail and fragile. This event later became a regular occurrence, especially as my mother travels out for business often. More often than not, when this happens, I shiver and cry while beating against him. But I can't remember him ever threatening me. In all these, I never did anything or said anything to anybody. Probably out of fear or because he is older, a member of the family, and maybe street wiser than me. I was just below my teens. One day, though our mother was around and Uncle was not sent for, he came around to our house during the daytime while the boys and I were